with that, we welcome you inside Bill Greehey Arena on the campus of St. Mary's University. I'm Brian Magliuan, joined by David Tovar for this Heartland Conference matchup between the 2-10 McMurry Warhawks and the 12-2 St. Mary's Rattlers. Today, St. Mary's comes in following a victory over St. Edward's this past Thursday, a 75-58 victory, highlighted by Morgan Pullen's double-double, 23 points and 11 rebounds, and she also shot 75% from the field. And the Warhawks get the opening tip. Ball is at the left wing now. Leah Kiowa guarding number 15, Keisha Collins. Shot is up, no good, rebounded, but Desi Elias strips it from behind, and the Rattlers looking to push. Great job by McMurray to prevent that fast break opportunity. Here's Kiowa. Pulls up from the right block, and it's good.
Yeah, Brian, when you really look at these teams, you see a kind of a role reversal here. McMurray only 2-10, the Rattlers inversely 12-2. I mean, it really is like you're looking at a mirror, except flipping the script just a little bit. Not sure if that analogy worked at that time, but nonetheless, it's a team that if you're St. Mary's, you look at their record, they're 2-10 as that shot is put up, no good. And you got to look at that record and you think to yourself, this is a winnable game. This is a kind of a must-win. You got to win the easy ones. And as we talked to Coach Martin's after last game, this team has to win here at home. They're perfect. They're 8-0 here are the Rattlers inside Bill Greehey Arena as Woods is fouled on the play. So they have to continue to win the home games, and then they got to go on the road, and as he so eloquently put it, you got to steal those road games, especially in conference play.
And as you mentioned, St. Mary's trying to steal some road games. They're 4-2 on the road, a solid road record. As for McMurray, this is only their third road game of the season, and they're looking to pick up their first road game of the year.
Yeah, we saw it with St. Edward's on Thursday night. It was only their third road game of the season. They were perfect at home, 9-0. They were 1-1 on the road, and really, as the game later in the game, St. Edward's really kind of floundered under the bright lights of being the visitors here inside Bill Greehey Arena. They picked up another loss.
Ball is being moved around now by McMurray. Kicked out to the high post, now to the right wing. Shot is put up, and it is good. McMurray now on the board. Game is tied at 3 apiece early here in the first half. Ball is passed to Woods on the right side, screened by Pullens. Woods keeps her dribble, now picks it up, gives it to Etheridge. Her shot is no good. Rebounded by Russell.
For the Warhawks, Brian, Keisha Collins seems to be their all-around player. 17.1 a game, leads them in rebounding as well, 6.3, leads them in total assists on the year. She has 18 assists on the year. Seems to be the player that the Rattlers have to look out for. They're number 15, but our number 15, not shabby herself, Mo Pullens from Michigan, Flint, Michigan, the junior, having another career night on Thursday, adding to her double-double totals. She has been terrific and really played big down the stretch for St. Mary's, making those tough shots around the basket, shots that she's kind of struggled with at times this season. As the free throws are good for McMurray, they just take a 2-point lead.
As you mentioned, Keisha Collins, last game against Texas A&M International, she had a stellar game, 20 points, 5 rebounds, unfortunately in a losing effort. Now here's Woods, floater in the lane, beautifully done with the left hand. Score is tied at 5 now.
Yeah, the All-American Woods there with 3 points to pace the Rattlers early on. She can do it from all angles. Takes jump shots. She can slash, put up a nice floater there. And there she is defensively doing a good job. Brings it up the court, looking, finds Pullens. And that connection is deadly if you are an opponent of the St. Mary's Rattlers.
That was great, unselfish play by Jackie Woods, finding Mo Pullens, not forcing the issue herself.
Yeah, I've been talking about that almost the whole year. One of Jackie Woods' underrated traits, a terrific passer. Somebody who can find the right person, find the right player open, and makes the right pass there. You think of a leading scorer like Jackie Woods, you think of an All-American like Jackie Woods, and you think someone who's going to take that layup and maybe force up a tough one. Instead, she's able to defer to the open player, to someone who had a better shot, and that's Pullins, able to put that in and give the Rattlers a 2-point lead.
Into the game for the Rattlers now, Bria Bell. Oh, beautiful left-handed finish by Salazar.
Yeah, that's a good scoop and shot there by Salazar.
Here's Elias now, dribble penetration, sets it up for Kiowa for three, no good. Pullins fighting for the rebound as she gets it, and it is deflected out by McMurray. The Rattlers will get possession.
Kiowa missing that three-pointer early on, and inbounding here, really look for her to have a bounce-back game. She's one of the Rattlers' key components. When she gets it going, she's really that third gun, if you will, behind Woods and Pullins. And if Kiowa can get it going here, looking for her offense. Oh, nice pass, and that's even a better way to get yourself going. Get an easy one for your teammate. That one is Pullins getting the beneficiary of the Kiowa pass.
And that was how the Rattlers got most of their scoring against St. Edwards on Thursday night. Dribble penetration, creating easy shot opportunities for their bigs. Now here's a shot on the left side, no good, and the Rattlers look again to push. Here's Woods. Beautiful move around her defender, and the Rattlers, just like that, opening up a 4-point lead here with 15:43 left here in the first half.
Yeah, Rattlers doing a good job creating easy buckets for themselves by penetrating, getting their selves close to the basket, and then getting easy ones to go. And that's being held by their defense right there. Good job by both Elias and Kiowa there. Keep their hands up, and it leads for a rebound for St. Mary's. And as you mentioned, again, they're looking to push. And that was kind of the story, Brian, on Thursday. Saw the Rattlers do a lot defensively. Elias puts up a crazy shot, flips one up. And, I don't know if you're I want to tussle with Bria Bell there.
Foul is called on Bell. That is her first personal foul. Timeout called on the floor. 15-13 remaining in the first half. Stay with us. You're watching Rattler basketball on the Rattler Network.
Yes, I am. Give it to him hard. No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why are you stabbing me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how.
Oh, you got
Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
Welcome back. 15-13 remaining here in the first half. St. Mary's leading McMurray 11-7. Brian Magliuan joined here by David Tovar. The Rattlers early on have established themselves and been very efficient offensively, haven't they, David?
Indeed, they've gotten off to a quick start, 11 points already, not even 5 minutes in, and that's really been held by good passing from Woods, from Kiowa. Usual scorers, they're setting up their teammate Mo Pullins, who's being the beneficiary, already with 4 points, and those two buckets coming very easy underneath the basket. Now Woods is fouled, finding creative ways to score, passing, getting a good open shot, and now being able to draw the foul, getting the first free throw to go.
And a correction on the play prior to the timeout. The foul was not on Bria Bell. It was instead on Anna Dominguez, and that was her first personal foul as Woods unable to hit the second free throw.
That's a good correction. I like that. We'll take that.
Last game, Rattler Bigs struggled with foul trouble as a foul is called on Desi Elias.
Yeah, that was one of the early developing stories in the game. Bell, Etheridge, Pullins each picking up 2 fouls. Even Galindo coming in relief effort for all of those bigs, picked up 2 fouls. Even played in the second half, picked up a quick third foul. So let's see if the Rattler bigs can stay out of foul trouble. Right now, all the Rattlers doing a good job. Elias picking up that first foul there. As long as the Rattler bigs maybe can make it past the 10-minute mark with maybe one foul, the Rattler bigs should be in good standing.
Oh, great entry feed to Keisha Collins, for her first field goal of the game. The score now 12-9. And as you mentioned, David, the Rattler bigs struggled with foul trouble. They actually went to a very small lineup as great dish by Elias to Pullins for her third field goal of the game. But as we've seen early on, the Rattler bigs have managed to stay out of foul trouble.
Indeed, and that's going to be very important for the Rattlers, not only in this game, but going forward. When they go small, they're a little bit exposed. They're a short team as it is already, but when they go even smaller, and especially due to foul trouble, when you don't have the luxury of being able to rotate freely, as you're going to see here, Little John Vargas and Galindo entering for Kiowa, Elias, and Pullins. When you don't have that luxury of being able to put in the parts you really use more often, that's when the Rattlers are very, very much exposed.
Collins swings it over to the other side of the court. Here's Collins, beautiful floater on the right side. And just like that, the lead now trimmed to 3.
Tough shot there by Collins. Averages 17.1 a game. Well on her way, already has 4. Doing a good job pacing McMurray right now. Danielle Vargas in the game. Usually doesn't get in so early, but she had a great game against St. Edward's Battle of the Saints. More on that as we continue. That was on Thursday, but Vargas, as Woods launches a 3, no good, but Vargas had a nice little game for herself as she checked in the last game. Nailed a 3, came in for some foul trouble, woes as well. And then she also had some nice dishes. Found Pullins in the lane, found Galindo in the lane as well. Did very well in her limited play. And so coach rewarding her here, trying to see if she has a little more giddy up in this one as she'll bring it in for the Rattlers.
The Rattlers get possession here with 13:09 remaining in the first half.
Hey, Rattler fans, be sure to check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/St. Mary's Rattlers. We're also on Twitter and on Instagram. Same handle, @St. Mary's Rattlers. We're on YouTube, look us up. And we're also online, rattlerathletics.com, where you're probably watching this presentation from the Rattler Network. Rebound pulled down by Galindo, and she gets that to go. Catherine Galindo also had a very nice game for herself, as we mentioned earlier, in relief effort against St. Edward's. Quickly gets her first 2 points of the game.
Great job by Galindo to stick with it. Despite missing the first shot, she got her offensive rebound and was able to put it in. Now McMurray swinging the ball around. Collins with a nice hook shot in the paint. And on the past several possessions, Collins has had her way in the post.
Yeah, that's going to be something to watch out for if you're St. Mary's. Who are you going to try to match up Collins with? Bria Bell, one of our bigger defenders, as Woods gets another one to go. But Collins reminds me of Pullins, not just because of the number, but her style of play. Also very long, kind of shifty, and is able to get her way, as you mentioned, in the post early on. That one goes out of bounds, and it will be Rattler basketball.
Timeout on the floor. Rattlers lead 18-13. Stay with us. More coming after this.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
And we're back. 11:55 remaining here in the first half. St. Mary's with the ball. And Kyra Littlejohn called for the travel.
Hesitated just a little bit there, Littlejohn did. And is called for steps. Littlejohn has been terrific all year. I rave about her all the time. Terrific in her role as the sixth man here for St. Mary's. Really a combo, a wing player. They really play the point guard, shooting guard, even get all the way up top to a small forward. Has the length and has the basketball know-how. Very crafty player that Littlejohn is. Ball is...
I believe a foul was called on Galindo. That is her first personal foul. Ball on the right side of the floor, now being brought to the top. Salazar passes it off to the right side. Beautiful drive right there. Galindo called for the foul. Picking up 2 quick fouls on the same possession.
But you like that foul right there, Brian. That's a good foul by Galindo. Not going to let her defender get all the way to the basket. Nifty move there.
At the line, Jaren Koning, she hits the first free throw.
King at the line. And as I was saying, Galindo doing a good job not letting King get all the way to the basket. She got all the way in the lane. And then Galindo doing a good job of deterring her shot. Now we see Elias, Kiowa, and Pullins returning. They'll join Vargas and Littlejohn. Excited to see what this lineup can do. This is one of those small ball lineups. You got Littlejohn, as I mentioned, all the way at the 3. You got Kiowa playing the 4. You got Pullins in her usual 5 spot. So let's see what this lineup can do for Coach Martins.
This lineup, one of the quicker lineups of the Rattlers. When we saw a little bit of it in the last game against St. Edwards due to the foul trouble. Here's Pullins now working in the post. Left that one a little short. Now McMurray looking to push.
A little bit of an errant shot there. 18-15 the score. And there's Pullins, quick hands. And she's able to get that steal.
Pullins bringing it up herself and then kicks it back out to Elias on the left side.
This lineup wants to play fast, but you got to slow it down just a little bit. Still a tight game. You haven't opened it up just yet, but this could be the lineup to do that.
Vargas off on that one.
A little too much mustard on that one, but you like the shot there. Open shot, confident, took that jumper. Look for her to find another one of those.
Ball fed into the post. Just ripped away by Kiowa, and now she's pushing the ball up the floor. Rattlers have numbers. Elias flips it to Pullins. Pullins unable to finish on that one, and McMurray with possession. Beautiful drive right there. That was all ball. Great hands by Kiowa.
Ooh,
Elias tripping.
No call there either.
Referees letting them play right now.
Yeah, a lot of contact and a lot of bodies hitting the deck.
Here's a shot on the right side, no good. Pullins pulls in another rebound. And Elias looks to slow things down. We're just over the halfway point of the first half. Danielle Vargas swings it to Leah Kiowa. Vargas swings it back around to Elias. Elias showing her handles. Vargas pump fakes, takes a 2 off the mark. Rebound McMurray.
Oh, good job there, Kiowa, able to wait for the hesitation. Elias there to create that tough shot, and then Kiowa there to erase that shot. And it'll be Rattler basketball. Vargas heads to the bench. A little bit stagnant the Rattlers got on offense. You'll bring Jackie Woods back in, and that's exactly who you want. Woods already with 8 points. Took a little bit of a breather. Now she's back.
McMurray setting it up on the right side. Woods on defense, gets the ball. Oh, great dish to Pullins and the foul.
Credit there, Jackie Woods did a good job. And when you're the defense, you got to account for her. They're able to take it all the way, and right at the precise moment, slips it left. Pullins all the way to the basket. Count it and the foul. Pullins will be at the line for one more. 5-point lead, looking to make it 6.
Woods with that nifty look-away pass, if you will, to Morgan Pullins, and credit Pullins for finishing with contact as she looks to complete the 3-point play. Pullins unable to hit. And the lead still 5 for St. Mary's.
Coming into this game, Jackie Woods actually leading the team in assists. One more than Desi Elias all year, 42 to 41. Those assist totals, of course, have increased throughout this game, but very impressive when you look at someone who leads the team in scoring, who's a preseason All-American, who can score almost in any way. She's a jump shooter, as we talked about. She can slash, she can drive and dive in the basket. Also, a terrific scorer. Terrific passer to boot is Jackie Woods. So first free throw off the mark for McMurray.
Russell at the line. And her second one is good, cutting the lead now to 4. Elias bringing the ball up, setting up the offense. Rattlers moving the ball around now. Littlejohn has it. Forced that pass right there as the Rattlers turn the ball over. Collins working on Woods. Kicks it out to the left side, now gets it back. McMurray working on the right now. Oh, beautiful spin move right there, unable to finish. And a jump ball is called. It will be Rattler possession, as Vargas comes in for Littlejohn.
And now Vargas will join Elias, and it's a very small backcourt here. You got two of the shorter players on the Rattlers, but two of the better shooters on this Rattler team. Elias and Vargas, 2 3-point gunners. And let's see what they can do here. Let's see if 2 point guards can run a more steady, more conductive offense. Here's a 3, Woods. That's good.
And that shot created by Desi Elias' penetration into the lane. Woods open for 3 and knocks it down. McMurray looking to respond. Errant pass, almost stolen. Now it's a mad scramble. And McMurray had 2 second chance opportunities, but unable to connect on either one of them. Elias, great feed, unable to finish his pull-ins, and now McMurray regains possession. Collins, short jumper, no good. Rebound, Woods. And Woods takes it all the way with her left hand, makes it, and McMurray has seen enough. Rattlers push their lead to 9. 6:52 remaining here in the first half. Stay tuned for more basketball action right here on the Rattler Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 6:52 remaining here in the first half. St. Mary's leading McMurray 25-16. Brian Magliuan joined here by David Tovar. And so far, David, St. Mary's has steadily just been dominating on the defensive end, which has created easy offensive opportunities for them.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Brian. And the Rattlers finally blowing this game open. You look at these two teams' records, the discrepancy is obvious. McMurry 2 of 10, that three is launched, no good. St. Mary's on the other side is 12 and 2, I believe. 11 and 2 or 12 and 2. Brian, of course, you're very much more well prepared than I am. 12 and 2.
12 and 2.
So they're 12 and 2.
Yes.
And this is one of those games, if you're St. Mary's, you see the other team's record and you kind of think, okay, this is a very beatable team, but you got to go out there and do it. And that's the important thing. Rattlers continuing the pressure, continuing to move the ball well right there. And they get an easy one there. Pullins again, the beneficiary. You gotta love life if you're Mo Pullins. You have great passers on your team who are willing to get you the ball. Elias, Woods, Kiowa, Vargas. Life must be easy.
As you mentioned, David, McMurray not at the top of the standings in the Heartland Conference as a feed inside, knocked away, still McMurray ball.
Interestingly enough for McMurray, though, their 2 games that they've won have come in conference play. They're 2 and 4 in conference, and of course, as you know, in the Heartland Conference and in pretty much all conference play, if you do well in conference, you have a shot. They're 0 and 6 non-conference, 2 and 4 in the Heartland Conference play. So, I mean, anything can happen. If you're St. Mary's, you can't exactly take them lightly. You got to get out there. You got to put the pedal to the metal, and the Rattlers are doing that right now.
Shot clock violation on McMurray. St. Mary's gets possession. And sometimes games like this, where you're facing a team that has a record that's not up to par, you may let your guard down if you're a team like St. Mary's, but so far we haven't seen much of that from the Rattlers. And an offensive foul on Danielle Vargas. Vargas trying to clear out space, but was caught with the violation.
You know, I really like the inclusion of Danielle Vargas here early on in this game. It only makes the Rattler bench deeper. And now Elias coast to coast by Felicia.
Elias picking the pocket of the McMurray player. Active hands from the Rattler defense has been the story, not just this game, but throughout the whole season, as that shot is no good. And Elias, beautiful feed to Vargas, who is unable to finish as McMurray regains possession here.
Good job there by Vargas, making that entry pass tough. Good job by the Rattlers collapsing down low. That's where the Rattler defense at times tends to be exposed, and they do a good job there rotating, moving their feet well, getting down low. However, the foul is called against St. Mary's, and that will put McMurray at the line.
McMurray now at a 1-1. Little John in for Desi Elias. First free throw no good of the 1-1. And a scramble for the ball, and McMurray able to retain possession.
Rattlers need to do that. That's another thing. The Rattler team, when they go small, seem to struggle just a little bit. And
a beautiful flip by Makis, able to split through the Rattler defenders and get the lay-in. Cutting the Rattler deficit to 11. Here's Woods now working at the top, swings it to Vargas for 3. Off the mark, Pullins fighting for the rebound, unable to get it, and Collins snatches it away.
Good look for Vargas, even better look from Woods, able to find her teammate at the corner with a lot of room. But look for Vargas to nail the next one if she gets another good chance like that.
And McMurray with the turnover. St. Mary's will get possession following this timeout. Stay with us for more action after this. And we're back. 3:47 remaining here in the first half. St. Mary's leading 29-18 over McMurray. Brian Magliuan joined by David Tovar here at Bill Greehey Arena.
And soon to be joined by all our colleagues. Joe Rodriguez from Arlington, not Dallas, Arlington. Joe on his way back here, and Kayleen Selznak, of course, one of our colleagues, also on assignment, not here with us this afternoon. Not yet, at least, maybe, but nonetheless, a happy New Year to our Rattler colleagues. I forgot to wish them one. Hopefully they didn't notice. Now they have.
Well, safe travels to all of them as well. Hope
and
they
safe
get here
travels
safely.
to the rest of St. Mary's
Indeed.
students and faculty and the like. So school starts up on Tuesday. We are thrilled.
And hopefully warmer weather accompanies them as the semester progresses.
Indeed, weather, of course, if you've ever lived in San Antonio for a week, you know that you get all 4 seasons in a week. It was cold on Tuesday, Wednesday. It feels like spring already. I mean, very nice weather here for San Antonio. Very nice weather as we're going to start our spring semester here at St. Mary's, the 2014 spring semester commencing.
Here are the Rattlers now. Little John working the left side, gets all the way to the basket, draws the foul as she'll head to the line. Great awareness by Little John, spotting a hole in the defense and was able to create and draw the foul. The foul is on Sierra Makis. That is her second as Little John hits the second, or the first, excuse me. Little John's second attempt, no good. Rebounds by Collins. Salazar bringing the ball up for McMurray. Working the left side. Shot is launched from behind the arc, no good. And ball ends up in the hands of Salazar, who swings it to the right.
Oh, nice move there by the McMurray offensive player, trying to get something going. Even better defense by St. Mary's. They're trapping in the half court. They're playing a little bit of a hybrid zone, a little bit of man. Oh, tough shot flipped up, no good. And Pullins doing what she do, pulls it down.
Pullins skying for that rebound, gets it to Vargas, who brings it up.
Here's where you want to be, Brian. You're close to the 2-minute warning. You haven't allowed 20 points from McMurray. You kind of have the game at hand, and you don't want to let go of the throttle. And St. Mary's doing a good job defensively of not stepping off the gas, not yet at least, and continuing to apply that defensive pressure.
Collins pulls up, unable to hit, and a collision, and possession will stay here for McMurray. Substitutions being made by both teams, and as you mentioned, David, if you're St. Mary's, you do not want to let go off the throttle because, as we know in college basketball, a 12-point lead can easily be evaporated no matter what team, as a foul is called on Bria Bell.
Oh, indeed. College basketball is the quintessential game where no lead is safe. You can be up by 20 with 5 minutes to go, and that easily can be erased. A couple threes, a couple of hot hands, some hot shooting, and you're right back in the thicket. So if you're St. Mary's, you don't want to let go of the pressure just yet, no matter what the record indicates. And as we talked about, if that first free throw is good for McMurray, as we talked about earlier, this McMurray team, while they do come in with a 2-10 record, not exactly the most gleaming record, they're 2-4 in conference play. So they might be just in the thicket of it in conference if they continue that pace. And if you're St. Mary's, you don't want to be a team that gives up their third win for McMurray in conference.
The second free throw by Lawson is good. Just over 2 minutes now remaining here in the first half. St. Mary's has a 10-point lead. Here's Woods driving to the right, kicks it out to Little John. Little John drives it herself, kicks it back out to Woods.
Nice pass.
Woods unable to hit, and great boxing out by McMurray. The rebound corralled by number 12, Koning. Collins now working at the top of the key, dribbles left. Guarded by Woods, swings it back up top. Salazar swings it to Collins. Collins pump fakes, drives, shoots. Off the rim, no good. Rebound and a lot of contact and unable to hit.
Looks like that foul is going to go against Little John, and Rattlers fortunate there. That ball took like 2, 3, 4 bounces. None ending up inside the basket, so good job there by St. Mary's, able to avoid that. First free throw is good.
Taylor Russell at the line. This only her 4th start of the season, as she tries to knock in the second, which she is unable to. Rebounded by Morgan Pullins.
That's the beauty of team sports. You never know when your number is going to get called. And Little John there, a little bit of a risky pass, getting it over to Elias, top of the key. Oh, nice handling there by Elias, trying to get herself out of a situation. And the handle's just a little too much. And one there for the referee's liking. Caught for a double dribble there as we're approaching the 1 minuto mark here inside Bill Gree Arena. Hey, Rattler fans, we remind you, check out our Twitter page at St. Mary's Rattlers. We're also on Instagram. You know, Brian, Instagram became my favorite social media network of 2013, surpassing my favorite social media network of 2012, Twitter, surpassing my favorite social media network of 2011, Facebook, surpassing my favorite social media network from 2008 to 2010, MySpace. Rest in peace forever, MySpace. But let's we not forget the contributions of MySpace. Did you ever have a MySpace page, Ryan?
No, I actually did not.
Oh, no way. You're a liar. You're a social media buff. But never had a MySpace page.
I was a late bloomer,
Wow.
safe to say.
Well, very nice. The internet's full of garbage.
Kiowa launches, unable to hit. Elias tried to get there, unable to get the rebound, and McMurray pushing now. Salazar swings it over to Collins. 28 seconds left here in the first half.
You don't want to let McMurray get any momentum going to the half, so it's going to be a good stop if St. Mary's can get it.
Oh, great move by Lawson.
Almost on cue, the opposite occurs. So a timeout will be taken by Coach Martins. You can't take those to the locker room with you. Might as well use them and try to drop one last play to maybe swing the momentum back. What was an 11-point lead for St. Mary's has now dwindled to single digits at 7.
If you're St. Mary's, you want to get a quality possession here to end the half. McMurray gaining some momentum heading into the half, which is not a good thing regardless of who you're playing.
St. Mary's has played well. 2 players already in double figures. Jackie Woods with 13, Mo Pullins with 10, but not much production from anybody else. As we talk about those numbers, Woods and Pullins, if my math serves me, they've combined for 23 of the Rattlers' 30 points. You got to get more help. Elias, Kiowa, Littlejohn, Etheridge, when she's off the foul trouble, has to come back in, or those players have to come back in and help out the tandem of Pullins and Woods.
And McMurray showing a bit of a press here. Littlejohn helping out, gets it over to Woods. Woods pump fake. Oh, great shovel feed to Pullins, who lays it in. McMurray now have 4 seconds left to get a shot off. It is launched at the top of the key, off the front rim. No, St. Mary's able to push their lead back to 9. 32-23 is the score at the half. St. Mary's leading McMurray by 9. Stay tuned for more action, second half action, right after this.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
And we're back here for second half action between the McMurry Warhawks and the St. Mary's Rattlers. I'm Brian Magliuan, joined by David Tovar here. 19:49 early on here in the second half. Rattlers lead 32-23. And at the line, shooting two, is Collins.
Yeah, the story for the Rattlers, Brian, more of the same from last game. That first free throw was good, but defense creating offense. The Rattlers have played good defense, only allowing 23 points in that first half from the Warhawks. Inversely, on offense, the Rattlers a little bit stagnant. They're struggling. Pullins has 12, Woods has 13. That's 25 of the Rattlers' 32 points. They have to get the scoring from other players. Those two need help.
Kiowa working the left side. Gets a pick from Pullins. Pullins gets a shovel pass. Unable to connect, but draws the foul. Morgan Pullins once again well on her way to a double-double. Had a double-double last game against St. Edwards.
Yeah, 25 big points.
23 to be exact. 23 and 11.
I'm already giving her some extra points there. But, yeah, big double-double, as you mentioned, 23 and 11, and that's the usual for Mo Pullins. Kind of a Groundhog Day player. You expect the same, and you get the same from her, as that second free throw is no good. 8-point lead for St. Mary's. And as I mentioned at the top of the second half, Pullins and Woods really pulling their weight. Now they got to get some help from the rest of the St. Mary's Rattlers in gray.
Ball into the post. Pullins staying strong. Ball batted around. Salazar gets it over to Collins.
Big offensive board there for McMurray, and offensive boards have really been the killers for St. Mary's, and that's a killer there.
Travel called on Dominguez. A case of the happy feet right there. Just over a minute has passed here in the second half. Elias working on the right side.
You know, would you call those unis gray or silver? Like silver foxes. As that shot is flipped, no good.
Collins now working the right side, guarded by Woods. Swings it over to Makis, launches her three, no good. Rebounded, batted around, and Pullins seems to be at the right place at the right time. Etheridge gets it back to Woods, and the Rattlers will reset.
That's one of my favorite parts of Etheridge's game. She's a post player, a forward, playing the 4 spot, and she's able to bring the ball down and dribble it all the way up court, set up the play as Woods' shot no good. Etheridge, the true freshman from San Antonio Brennan. Brennan doing tremendous last night. I think they won their game by like 40 plus. So that's a great program that Kiara Etheridge has come from, and she's really bringing that to St. Mary's, already starting as a true freshman, as that offensive foul is going to go against McMurray.
Taylor Russell called on the offensive foul. That is her third personal foul. St. Mary's gets possession here. Elias brings it up as Coach Martins calls a play. Screen by Pullins. Elias feeds it in. Pullins' beautiful hesitation move and finishes with the left hand.
That's a nifty move, and we were talking about that all Thursday night. If Mo Pullins can really refine that post game, if she can really polish it up real nice, it's going to be even more worrisome for the teams that are going up against her to cover her and defend her and come up with a game plan for that. Pullins, that's probably the only weak point in her game is her post play, the consistency in it, and right there she showed off a nifty move to get to that basket, and here she comes on the run.
Unable to get the handle, but Jackie Woods at the right place as she brings it back out.
Here comes Woods, down low, Etheridge, nice, doing a good job using her post moves, and Kiara Etheridge knocks that down. And something about Etheridge, not only offensively is her game something to watch out for, also defensively with the rebounding. In her second game as a Rattler, broke the Rattler record, 22 rebounds, as that shot is good for Collins. But Etheridge did a good job of rebounding as well. You haven't seen those monster numbers in a while from Etheridge, but you know, in only her second game as a Rattler, she's capable of doing that. You're going to get that for the next 4 years. I can live with that. That's definitely a good time to be a Rattler.
And here's Etheridge, dribble penetration. Pullins kind of lost herself under the basket, and now here comes McMurray, unable to get the handle. And great hustle, bodies diving all over the floor. It will stay here for McMurray.
No one really able to get that handle there.
But you have to like the hustle, though.
Oh, indeed. You don't see any of these players giving an inch.
Substitutions have been made for McMurray. $16-19 left here in the game. St. Mary's a 10-point lead as things are getting situated right on the floor. Collins to inbound.
5 on the floor for the Rattlers. Kiowa, Elias, Etheridge, Woods, and Pullins in a Rattler silver. I got to train myself to say silver. I just say gray. That's the first color that pops in my head.
Here's Collins. Drives baseline. Beautiful dish to Russell. And that cuts the Rattler lead to single digits.
As we talked about Collins at the beginning of the game, she's really the do-it-all for this team. 17.1 points per game. Leads them in rebounding as well, 6.3 a game. Leads them in total assists, as that shot is good for the Rattlers. And Collins, again, going to have to keep her team afloat here in the second half if they want to have a chance to get their third win in conference.
Collins working now the right side, feeds it into the post. Oh, great defense by Mo Pullins, and she's able to pull in the rebound. Etheridge pushes it up to Kiowa. She's got Woods with her. Great defense right there for McMurray. As a timeout is called on the floor. 15:25 remaining. Rattlers with a 10-point lead. Stay with us for more action after this.
Oh, those boys are much too much. Those boys are much too much. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We got the spirit. We're hot. We can't be stopped. We're gonna beat them and bust them.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life.
Let's get a little bit rowdy. R-O-W-D-Y.
Take time to be a dad today. Call or visit fatherhood.gov to learn more.
Welcome back. 15:25 remaining here. St. Mary's with a 10-point lead, and Woods called for the foul on Collins.
Oh, and the basket goes in. I don't think it will count, though.
Because I think the foul was called on the floor.
And I don't believe Clear Path exists in college.
In the NBA, it sure does.
In the NBA, it would have been, I think, 2 free throws on the ball back.
Because Collins was well ahead of the pack, and all Jackie Woods could do is just grab her jersey.
But they're going to give her the technical free throws. Yeah, it's an intentional foul.
So that is the equivalent of a clear path foul.
You know, I'm kind of racking my brain right now. Was that a good foul by Woods? And right now, I think I want to say yes, because it makes Collins earn them from the line, even if she knocks both down and she gets the first one there. It stifles momentum. Think of the momentum swing that could have created. Wide open, the whole court to yourself. You're going to make the layup. She gets both to go.
However, on this one trip, it could be a 4-point swing now.
Indeed,
for
McMurray. That's the only kind of drawback to this, but it's the Rattlers. It's up to St. Mary's to play good defense on this possession here and try to get back this possession.
Here's
a 5-point swing. Wow.
Unable to hit, and a foul is called on the floor, and it is on Leah Kiowa. That is her 3rd personal foul.
If you're St. Mary's, you can't self-destruct now. You've built a very nice lead. It's down to single digits once again. And you got a team who, by all means, records, numbers, is inferior to you. You got to continue to put the pressure on you. You got to continue to play well.
Oh, great interior passing right there. And the foul is called. Jaren Koning with the finish.
And this might be the worst case scenario if you're the Rattlers. You give up that intentional foul, which turned into 2 technical shots, and then you can't get the ball back on defense. You lose a rebound, and you're playing defense for about a minute and change, and then you give up an and 1 attempt. Luckily, King bails out the Rattlers there, not finishing up the 3-point play, and the lead is now down to 6 for St. Mary's. They have to get it going. Woods and Pullins, they're scoring. Pullins on the bench now. Let's see who's going to step up for St. Mary's.
Little John, great drive, unable to finish on that one, and the rebound is made by Lawson. And McMurray now swinging the ball around. Great ball movement right here. Collins, great up and under move on Woods. And just like that, St. Mary's lead trimmed to 4. Elias calling a play now at the top of the key.
If you're Coach Martins, you got to start wondering, how much do you let this go on? How much more breathing room do you give? Brian, you're a big fan of the Chicago Bulls, of the Phil Jackson Chicago Bulls, and he had his theory of just letting the team play it out. But if you're St. Mary's, you're kind of struggling a lot. Both sides of the ball here. how long do you maybe give this?
Oh, great block right there by Bell. And to answer your question, David, it depends on the team. You know, a team with the likes of Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, yes, you could allow for things like that to happen. St. Mary's, very capable team, and Coach Martin.
But it's a young team.
That is true. Coach Martin's, though, showing a lot of trust in his team, allowing them to play through this. Etheridge comes up to set the pick for Elias. Oh, great sneaky move by Elias, unable to finish. And McMurray once again able to get the defensive board. And as you see, Morgan Pullins come in. And a three-point field goal is made.
That's Aaron King. That knocks down that three. It's a two. They'll mark it as a two. So, again, the Rattlers bailed out. But how long can they continue to do this? Coach Martins wants to talk it over. We'll take a timeout with them. I think we all need a breather. 2-point lead here for St. Mary's. Stay with us. More action upcoming on the Rattler Network. Welcome back, Rattler fans. 13-15 remaining. And Brian, we were talking about this during the timeout. Bria Bell's defensive play on the defensive end with the block, and it led to the offense starting for St. Mary's and Elias getting an open shot. That could have been a huge momentum swing for St. Mary's.
However, St. Mary's now nursing a 2-point lead as Elias brings the ball up.
St. Mary's has led by as many as 11. Their lead now down to 2.
Woods working the left side. Beautiful move and an amazing individual effort right there by Jackie Wood as she's able to get the 2-pointer in. And Bell, great defense, able to hold her ground. Chase for the ball. Woods sandwiched by 2 McMurry players, and she draws the foul.
And this is what star players do, Brian. We talk about Jackie Woods, the All-American. She's taking the game over. You see right off the timeout, she's able to take it all the way to the basket. Here she gets ahead of the pack and able to draw the foul. First free throw for her. Rattles good, and that's what star players do. They take over the games, and we talk about the men's team, which will be in action after the conclusion of this one. There's no real defined star or go-to guy, if you will. It's done by committee. For the Rattlers, they know who their bread and butter player is, and it's Jackie Woods right there. Gets 2 big free throws and bumps the lead back up single-handedly to 6.
McMurray now setting up their offense. Ball is on the right side. Ball is fed into the post to Lawson, now kicked right back out. Oh, great defense by Bria Bell. And shot clock violation is called on McMurray. Great defensive stand by St. Mary's, despite not being able to get possession on several occasions.
You know, in games like this that are so tightly contested, you need to look for those momentum swings, and this could be one of those. Good defensive stand, as you mentioned. They hold McMurray all the way to the shot clock. And now let's see if the Rattlers can get something cooking. Pullins, wow, tough jumper there.
And a rare jump shot by Morgan Pullins right there. And she's able to get that one to go.
Yeah, not really her forte, if you will. She's not exactly quite the jump shooting extraordinaire. She's a post player by definition, but that's a tough one, and there she is on the defensive end.
Speedy Elias able to get that lay-in to go. And another rare occurrence, Pullins able to set up Elias. A little flip of the script, if you will.
Yeah, indeed, and that's, again, goes to show the versatility of the St. Mary's Rattlers.
Now McMurray working the ball around. And Russell unable to get control of that one. Timeout on the floor. Rattlers have pushed their lead back up to 10. 47-37 is the score here in the second half. 11-17 remaining. Stay with us for more Rattler basketball on the Rattler Network. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 11-17 left here in the ball game. St. Mary's leading McMurray 47-37. Brian Magliuan joined by David Tovar. And St. Mary's faced a little bit of a scare. Their lead dwindled down to 2 and were able to push it back up to 10.
And a special hello to our broadcast partner, our colleague Joe Rodriguez, who is in Arlington. Go ahead and tweet us if I got it right. Arlington, Texas. Checking out the St. Mary's Rattlers and McMurray.
Little John looking around, gets it over to Elias. Now she gets it back on the left side. Gets a pick from Bria Bell. Oh, great feed inside to Morgan Pullins, who had to readjust. And Bell able to get the rebound and draw the foul. It is the 4th team foul on McMurray. Bell hits the first free throw, pushing the Rattler lead to 11. As she gets a second one to fall.
How long has it been doing it?
Now McMurray gets the ball on the right side. And Little John just a bit aggressive on that play as she fouls Makis.
Big run here by the Rattlers. It's a 10-0 run. This lead dwindled all the way down to 2. It was 39-37 at one point. From there, the Rattlers have really got it going once again. They've got 10 straight. They lead it again by 12. See if they can keep going defensively here. Good job there, and good rebound secured there by Pullins.
Morgan Pullins, surrounded by McMurray players, able to get the rebound on that one. Here's Elias now, gets a pick from Bell. Elias keeps her dribble, floater in the lane, good. And Desi Elias now with 8 points, along with several assists.
I believe 4 or 6 of them coming here in the second half, and that's the right time to pick it up, especially when they need an offensive boost from someone here.
And rebound by Bell. She gets it to Jackie Woods.
Now if you're St. Mary's, you kind of want to slow it down here. Get and look for a good shot here and run down a little bit of clock.
Elias swings it over to Bell, unable to get the handle on it. And Bell hits the deck hard. Jump ball is called. And possession will stay with the Rattlers, as Bria Bell a little shaken up after the play.
That's one of those things, if you're Desi Elias, you got to live and die with. You got to live and die with her. One of those players who's so crafty, so nifty. It reminds me of a Steve Nash, and of course he's from Arizona. Probably grew up watching a lot of Phoenix Suns ball, but Also, Amano Ginobili, if you want to tie it down here to San Antonio. One of those players you see the crafty dribbling and the nifty passing. Here's Kiowa, and she has her shot rejected. Now McMurray with it. Elias not giving up on that play. Good job. Able to stick with it, and it's a jump ball possession arrow, however, shooting toward the Warhawks. And that will see McMurray have possession here. Substitution time for the Rattlers. Galindo comes in, and she will replace Bria Bell.
Salazar now bringing the ball up, guarded by Elias. Salazar dribbling around, finds Makis, 3 rattles, no good. Rebound, no one there for McMurray, and Kyra Littlejohn can easily take that one.
As Littlejohn puts the biscuit in the basket. 16-point lead for the Rattlers now.
Elias tried getting it on Salazar, and Salazar, nifty move, able to split through the defense and was able to hit the left-hander off the glass. About 8.5 left here in the ball game. Kiowa swings it around, gets it to Littlejohn. Bobbled it a bit and is able to get it to Elias. Now she gets it back. 8 on the shot clock. Littlejohn called for the offensive foul. And that is her 3rd personal foul of the game. Both teams still under the foul limit with 8:18 to go. The referee's definitely letting them play this game out.
Our colleague Joe Rodriguez just tweeted me, Arlington was correct. Well, we hope it's San Antonio in the near future, Joe. Welcome back. Safe travels, my friend. A shade above 8 minutes remaining here in this one. Good defense there, better offense, as that shot is good there for McMurray.
Dominguez with the nice lefty shot on the right, or left block. Now able to cut the Rattler lead to 12. Here's Vargas. Oh, beautiful backdoor pass to Kiowa, unable to hit. Etheridge banged up a bit, unable to hit as well. Here's her second chance, and unable to hit once again, but this time draws the foul as she'll head to the line shooting 2. But right before she does, we'll have a timeout on the floor. 7:38 remaining. St. Mary's with a 12-point lead. Stay with us for more right after this. And we're back. 7:38 left here in the second half. Kiara Etheridge at the line. Sinks the first of 2.
Kiara Etheridge, the true freshman from San Antonio Brennan. Another nice outing for her. Knocks down the second one calmly. And a 14-point lead for St. Mary's. 4 points for the Brennan grad. Etheridge on the afternoon. And a doubleheader, Brian. We got 2 games to lead you into the NFL doubleheader that we're both excited about.
Indeed.
The Rattlers will face the Warhawks 3 o'clock, right around a 3:15 tip, give or take, right here on the Rattler Network inside Bill Green Arena. Plenty of time for all the Rattler fans to come out and show their support.
Vargas gets it to Keough on the left side. Galindo sets a pick. Pump fake by Galindo. Gets it over to Elias.
Risky pass there by Galindo, able to get out of trouble there. Now Elias going to use the footwork.
Elias, oh, that one rattles in and out. Etheridge, great rebound and great passing right there. Galindo gets it to go. Beautiful find by Leah Keough.
The magic number here, Brian, was 37. It was 39-37 for McMurray. They were down by 2, and since that time, the Rattlers have gone on an 18-4 run. And they have blown this game open once more. And hopefully, if you're a St. Mary's fan and if you're a Rattler player, it stays wide open just like that. Keough out, Woods in.
Collins at the line for a 1-and-1 for McMurray.
Collins with 14 points, leading them in scoring and rebounding and overall everything. First free throw for Collins is good.
Collins with 15 points, make it 16 now on the game.
14-point lead here. Rattlers here need to hang on here. We're talking to Coach Martin's last game. And of course, he'll be back up here for his usual interview for Rattler games as Woods gets another one to go.
As Jackie Woods gets that one to go.
He was telling us that he feels it's important and his team knows how important getting to the 4-minute mark is. If they can get to the 4-minute mark, that's when they feel that they can really get a grip on the game, and especially toward its end. So here, if St. Mary's can get in with a comfortable double-digit lead to the 4-minute mark, we're about 2 minutes away from that. Rattlers here, Coach Martins likes his chances. Here's Elias dribbling, flips one up and almost got that
gets
to
it to go.
Believe they'll call a carry on Elias, but again, a little too much and one for the referee's liking here. Vargas joins the fray. Elias, Woods, Galindo, and Etheridge, the 5 in Rattler silver, as Collins and McMurray will have it here.
Ball now worked on the right side. Swung around to the left now. 15 left on the shot clock for McMurray. Oh, risky pass right there. Active hands for St. Mary's. 6 on the shot clock. Shot is flipped up, no good, and it's off to the races now. Elias gets it to Vargas, unable to hit, and Elias gets it hard on the follow.
Rough foul there. Elias going to walk it off, and much tougher than I am. I think I would have been on the floor rolling around, grimacing just a little bit more, but Elias hacked hard. Foul, however, was drawn by Vargas, and now Showhead to the line. Vargas in relief effort has done it very well. Has yet to score, but she's been active defensively and has helped kind of attempt to jumpstart the offense here. Misses the first free throw. Still a 16-point lead for the Rattlers.
Vargas hits the second one. Pushing the Rattler lead now to 17 with just over 5 minutes left now to play in this game. Hey,
Rattler fans, we invite you to check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/St. Mary's Rattlers. We're also on Twitter and Instagram. Same handle, @St. Mary's Rattlers. And, of course, gear up at rattlergear.com.
Possession will stay with McMurray as Littlejohn and Pullins come into the game for the Rattlers.
As a Michigan connection. Also an Arizonian connection on this team, Elias and Keough. Then you have San Antonio connections from Woods and Galindo. Woods and, of course, Etheridge. So the 3 ladies from San Antonio Holy Cross, San Antonio Antonian, and San Antonio Brennan, respectively.
Active hands right there by Elias, and now Woods is going to slow it up. Woods now working the left side of the floor. Dribbles to the top of the key. Gets it over to Elias. Pick by Pullins. Oh, beautiful move by Desi Elias. Gets it over Collins' outstretched hand and gently drops it in for her 10th point of the game.
You know, Elias was someone I was interested in seeing in this game. Look for a bounce back effort from her, and a bounce back indeed. Already 10 points, 8 of those coming here in this second half. She has played terrific. One of the things Elias does very well, she can score. You know her for her crafty dribbling and her crafty passing. There's Pullins all the way.
But Pullins called for steps right there.
Great dish nonetheless, though.
And on that previous possession, however, Pullins pulled in her 11th rebound of the game. Another double-double for Mo Pullins.
It's Groundhog Day, Brian.
We'll be right back. 3:58 remaining here. Stay with us for more action after this. And we're back. 3:58 remaining here in the ball game. St. Mary's leading McMurry 62-43. Brian Magliuan joined here by David Tovar. And David, another outstanding performance by the St. Mary's Rattlers.
Yeah, you know, it looked tough at times. The Rattler offense kind of struggled, got a little stagnant. Nonetheless, to me, Brian, what really stands out in my head here in the second half especially, it was 39-37 at one point, right around, I believe, 11 minutes remaining in regulation. And from there, the Rattlers have exploded on a 23-4 run to close out this game. And as Coach Martins talked about, I'm going to ask him again, at the 4-minute mark, that's when he feels that it's money time. And it really, truly is. First free throw is good, and the Rattlers exploding, and they go into this 3:41 remaining with a huge lead. They're up 18, and what should almost about do it for St. Mary's. And I think we can go ahead and we can look forward, as our colleague Joe Rodriguez says. We can go on. well, but he has this his trademark phrase. It's like we can look ahead to the next game. Rattlers, the men in action. Look for a bounce back effort from Marvin Witt. But Marvin Binney in the last game was a huge factor for St. Mary's.
Him and J.J. Bolton as well.
Yeah.
Bolton,
career.
First double-double on the season as Jackie Woods hits the floater in the lane. But J.J. Bolton, career night as you mentioned, and notched the first double-double of the season for
any Rattler
on the men's team, yes. 22 and 11 was his statistics as a flip goes off the mark as Etheridge brings it up herself.
Yeah, and you got to chat with him after the game, and you know, he was a little tired, a little bit banged up, but very humbled and really excited about his performance.
And you can catch that interview and many others archived on youtube.com/St. Mary's Rattlers. As the foul is called on the play, Etheridge will be at the line to shoot two.
So yeah, that game scheduled for a 3 o'clock tip, right around 3:10 tip-off time here inside Bill Gree Arena. Etheridge at the line. First free throw rattles no good. Galindo and Bell checking in for St. Mary's. Well, this will improve the Rattlers to, I believe, 9-0 here at home. They'll match the Hilltoppers, who are also 9-0 in the friendly confines of St. Edwards, as that free throw is good there for Etheridge. Ball goes out of bounds. It will go back to St. Mary's.
.230 remaining here in the second half. Elias bringing it up the floor. Gets a pick from Galindo. Elias gets it over to Bria Bell. And they'll reset. Elias, beautiful fake, gets it over to Etheridge. Off the mark. Rebounded by McMurray. And a lapse in defense right there by the Rattlers as the shot goes for Snow.
Now under the 2-minute warning. Rattlers here just have to hold on and try to hold the ball. An aggressive Warhawk defense here, trying to corral the ball from St. Mary's, trying to get maybe one last gasp as the Rattlers look to close out another victory here inside Belgree Arena. And
Etheridge unable to get a hold of that one as Vargas will come in for Desi Elias.
you know, Brian, the Rattlers here during the winter break, if you will, and that's roughly around December 10th to January 20th, give or take. Since I've been covering St. Mary's, the Rattler basketball program in 2010, the Lady Rattlers have a 71% win percentage. Win 71% of their games during the Christmas break. That's what I'm trying to get out here. And
impressive stat.
Yeah, and they've done great here in this winter break. I think they've only lost one game throughout said winter break. They're 4-1 or 5-1 here with this game. And so St. Mary's, again, proving the numbers right. Numbers never do lie. You can contort them, but they probably don't lie.
St. Mary's will retain possession with just over a minute to play here in the game. Littlejohn gets it over to Etheridge. Spin move by Etheridge. Unable to hit. Galindo. Good fundamentals right there by Galindo. Able to keep the ball up out of the defender's reach as she knocks in those 2 points.
67-49, and I'll go ahead and close out this one as the Rattlers look to close out and grab another win. Rattler fans, stay with us as Coach Martins will join us for the usual interview after the game. We'll get his thoughts on his Rattlers victory against the Warhawks. And we'll look forward to more games as the Rattlers will be on the road until the 30th of January when they return here inside Belgree Arena. Rattlers going to dribble this one out. Pullins and Woods, of course, leading the Rattlers in scoring. They've combined to do that several times this season. They have been terrific, and once again, another great effort by them. Foul here. It will put Littlejohn at the line. 3 points for her on the afternoon. Rattler fans, we also remind you, stay with us as we'll have men's basketball following the conclusion of this game. Rattlers and Warhawks from Belgree Arena. Myself, David Tovar, and Brian McGluion will bring you the call as Littlejohn knocks down both free throws. 69-49, a 20-point lead as we are now under 10 seconds. Shot is flipped up, no good. Ball goes out of bounds. It'll stay with McMurray, and the 3.7 seconds are all now a formality. And that basket will count. An 18-point victory for St. Mary's. And that is your final, 69-51. Stay with us. Coach Martins is up next right here on the Rattler Network. All right, Rattler fans, welcome back. An 18-point victory for your St. Mary's Rattlers this Saturday afternoon. I'm joined by Coach Barnes. Coach, thank you so much again for joining me. Coach, it's one of those games you and your team look at, and record-wise, how do you get your team up for an opponent like this?
We talk about being focused every single time we step on the floor. And, you look at their record, and, it may not be translating into wins or losses, but, they are 2-4 coming into the conference, and those 4 losses will combine 11 points. So, they were right in every single ball game, and, they got some talent there. They have some ability, and just trying to convince the girls, hey, we got to show up every single time and, be ready to play.
Now, you talk about them being right in the thicket of things. They were in this game. At one point, it was 39-37. Then your girls explode to go on this 20-plus run. Talk about how important that stretch was when the lead dwindled to 2.
We talked about it. Just finishing out ball games, not having these little pockets where we don't play very focused basketball. Our emphasis, the past 2 days was play focused basketball, and we had about 4 or 5 minute stretch there where we lost our focus and became a ball game, and then all of a sudden we refocused and all of a sudden exploded.
Going into the half, Pullins and Woods combined for 25 of your team's 32 points. What did you tell the rest of the players at half? They needed some help, and Elias came through 8 points in that second half. She finished up with 10. A couple of other players really got it going. So how important was it to get your other players involved and help out that tandem?
And that's the thing. You got Dez that can come in and score. Obviously you got Jackie and Mo, and those 2 teams are going to focus on them. But the nice thing is we got players who can score. Dez can score, Kai scores, Bria can score, Leah's a great scorer. So we got 4 or 5 other players that if you start taking out them, that they can step up. And fortunately, throughout the year, we've had plenty of players step up and do that and help us.
Well, Coach, you guys will be on the road until the 30th of January, so good luck. And
thank you.
We've lamented your Chiefs on Thursday. I won't give you any more grief about them. Anybody you're rooting for this time around? Colts, Patriots play tonight, Seahawks, Saints, I believe.
I like little Andrew. Andrew Luck's a pretty good player. I like watching him play, so we'll see if the Colts can get a W tonight.
Fair enough. I think I'm rooting for the underdog Colts, too. Well, Coach, thank you so much. Your team anything but an underdog right now. They're rolling.
All right, thank you.
All righty, guys, and continuing the rolling thematics here. Rattlers will be in action right around 23 minutes from now. Stay tuned, more upcoming right here on the Rattler Network.